You know what? What could possibly go wrong? We have all the hard counters for this first turn, and... Oh! So everything there was lower than 220 speed. Alright! Well, you know what? Even as astronomically shit as this beginning really goes, we actually still do have all the tools necessary to really completely beat this team. Now, I go about it the wrong way, but we still Mr. Magoo our way through it and still completely win. Case in point, first thing we could have done immediately is, with Jenua, use his S3 into the Abyssal Yufine, and then use the Little Queen Charlotte S3 into the Abyssal Yufine, then triggering a complete, total fucking death, resulting also in an extinction. The main reason I wasn't thinking of that was just because I was wanting to actually test the damage of a Little Queen Charlotte with no attack buff into a defense-boosted Abyssal Yufine. And, the blinders were kind of on, and I really didn't even think that far ahead because, hey guys, turns out Lucent's actually kind of a fucking retard, and he's really nowhere near as smart as he likes to really portray in his own videos. But either way, this is the main reason also why you see me go for that Raw Dog S3 on Jenua right here, because ultimately I do not want to be putting in extra hits into this Abyssal Yufine, thus getting her fighting spirit up, and then pretty much fucking losing because of it. So that was the main reason why you even saw that Raw Dog S3 right there. But hey, because we've actually killed her once already, now we can just go into her again, and even if that didn't kill right there because we had attack down, then the additional follow-up attack would have killed. Fortunately for us, it also kills her there, and then the extra attack coming in from the S1 from Jenua will then kill DDR, and then hey, Ocean Breeze is dead. Woo! Ain't that fun? And now, on to the other oh-so-wonderful fun match. Hey, guys, what have we learned throughout the myriad of fucking astronomical fucking light guild wars that we fought, where if the entire team is like, hey, lol, let's just throw Dark Corvus at that, and oh, cool, I barely even have to fucking try. Turns out I just win, because quite literally, the only weakness you even have at this point is injury. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe something about injury is just like really, really triggering to me because I actually like to use HP-based characters, and whenever injury likes to rear its ugly head, then I just kind of feel like, oh, cool. Everything sucks and I'm like really depressed. Fortunately for us, though, we're not fighting any injury, so we're just doing max damage all the time. So, hey, we already got a Devil's Descent up. We didn't have the souls to actually soul burn it. Fuck it. Just throw it into the Lionheart Cermia, because quite honestly, the Lionheart Cermia is really our only lose condition. You would think, oh, it's Spirit Eye Celine, right? Well, the good news is no Dust Devil's proc whatsoever. I'm not even sure if she was on Dust Devil at this point. Who fucking knows? But basically, the Spirit Eye Celine's not doing enough damage. We have Destina on Guardian Ice Crystals. That's basically doing a fuckload of extra healing just here and there for every hit that I take. Any and all, like, if Dust Devil was to proc, that's the only reason why Roana was even there. And quite frankly, instead of bringing Roana, I could have just brought Yulha. Whatevs. Everything kind of works out. We kill Lionheart Cermia here, and let's just fast forward and kill fucking everything else, because, quite frankly, with all that gone, ain't nothing gonna fucking stop you then. So, hey, let's just move on. So, onto this fight right here. I really couldn't think of anything else to do here because, like, Mort, for whatever reason, I was throwing him way more respect than you usually would. But hey, it's Yulha. She's going to be tanking some of that damage because you have every right to assume that she's on Aureus. So, hey, it makes perfect sense why Midnight Gala Lilias wasn't able to kill him. But hey, whatever, we have Hwayoung in the backs there, who's just going to straight up knock him out. We didn't have to deal with Holy Sack, so hey, cool! No, we don't have to deal with any injury shenanigans, or any counter shenanigans, or any of that other bullshit, because, hey guys, did you know that Mort is an Enrage-based character? That might actually come up in the future. I wonder what the fuck that could possibly mean. But basically, the Mort is gone, and all that's left is the Yulha. So you're probably asking yourself, like, well, wait a minute. Why didn't you even, like, try to attempt to go into the Yulha immediately with Midnight Gala Lilias? Biggest reason as to why was because I straight up could not remember just how much reflect damage I would take going into her. I legit low-key thought I was going to kill myself with it because the only reflect characters that I even have experience with are Tyranner, Royal Guard, and Yulha, even though regular blue Dominiel actually has reflex shenanigans, you never fucking see it because it's a garbage mechanic that needs to be reworked. But either way, everything's kind of working out in our favor here because the only attacks that are even able to go into us to really do anything really serious is going to go into Midnight Gala Lilias. We threw on Jenua's artifact on her, so she was able to give herself a barrier. And now that we don't have to deal with any damage sharing horseshit, hey, Roy Mustang's out of here. It's a terrible day for rain, isn't it, fucker? But either way, moving on. Now, right here, hey guys, take your bets. Who has the highest HP on this team? Is it Ken, or is it going to be Laia? I merely assumed it was going to be Laia. Guess fucking what? Turns out, the Ken had somewhere in like the mid 20Ks, or possibly like very, very low 30Ks. Okay, well, hey, guess what? That doesn't really affect me in the slightest. Moon Bunny shenanigans go against the Conqueror Lilias horse shit. And then, hey, now we have skill null and we have immunity. So, we're also going into a green unit. Jenua has attack buff from the S3 from the Moon Bunny. So, we do big honkin' damage, do a lot of damage to the Laia, who is on death's door, which then, hey, Straze, finish it off for me. And now all you have left is Conqueror Lilias. And straight up, yeah, we don't have Enrage on Jenua, but we still do a lot of fucking damage. So hey, that's that round. Oh boy, I wonder what could be next. Surely not going to be a really, really long, boring-ass fight, right? Oh shit, it's a really long, boring-ass fight. So, one thing that another person has actually pointed out to me before, and it's pretty much true, is like, he was like, oh yeah, you're not going to convince me that this isn't some kind of, like, just straight up dick measuring contest of like, oh hey, you're just kind of showcasing how like Aria is not a threat on defense. And in all honesty, it is actually completely true. If you have a Roana built, if you have any kind of damage mitigator or some sort of protection and or some kind of damage sharing phenomenon with you, which in this case, we have all fucking three, this team cannot win. So here's where we have Seaside Bellona. Sure, she doesn't have any effect resist, so she is going to be hit with blind, and we're going to be going into like crit resist here and there. So the entire match actually takes a lot longer than it should. But guess what? Even this attack right here, that was probably the hardest I get hit in the entirety of the fight. But because we have Crozet there, oh yes, blue Crozet, by the by. Anytime anybody has less than half HP, he straight up just throws a barrier on them, and because all of these attacks that are coming into me are, they are counterattacks, which is bread and butter for Roana, because that is Vigilant Eye procs. Vigilant Eye procs being, quite possibly, the best healing mechanic in the entire fucking game. Other healers ain't got shit on this, and that is where it is actually very, very frustrating from a perspective if you like Soul Weavers and you actually like healing mechanics. Because I would like to use other healers, it's just a lot of the times I really see no reason to use them because Vigilant Eye from Roana is so goddamn broken. And then, if you just happen to have really good gear, and then you also throw a Celestine on that, guess what? Like, even this right here, hey, that was almost 4K on just a Celestine proc, which also procs off of either a counterattack or off of just using your S1. Bro, you can't beat this level of healing. Literally the only thing that Roana does not have is she just does not have cleansing. She has to have an artifact to do that. Which, guess what, boys? Roana still doesn't have an EE. So that is potential for Roana to be even fucking stupider in the future should they actually decide to actually give her one. Because, hey, straight up, characters who straight up didn't even need an EE, because, like, to those of you who may or may not know, Crow in this game was literally untouched since the very, very beginning, the fucking inception of his existence in Epic 7. Until he very recently got an EE, and then just like, oh, okay, cool, he just gets this little baby buff. Okay, cool, it works fine. Roana is one of those characters who could possibly not ever get an EE, or really not ever need an EE, but the fact that it exists, the fact that she could get one, is a little bit scary, because it really makes you wonder, what in the fuck could they possibly do for this character? I firmly believe Roana is the best healer in the game. Sure, she can't cleanse, and she can't revive the dead. She can only revive if you die while you have revive buff. But yo, these are options that if they were to give to her, holy fuck. And to those of you who are also realizing that, oh man, Lucent's really rambling and he's just babbling about a whole bunch of fucking bullshit, well, you are 100% correct, friend, because we are going into a unit that has death buff, and we're straight up not critting most of the time, either due to bad luck or also the fact that she had crit resist a couple of times. But the other thing that was really funny is this Aria has no fucking effect resist, which is extra funny. I straight up wasn't expecting that at all. Anytime I ever see an Aria on defense, I either expect them to be light speed, or I expect them to at least have a whole bunch of effect resist. This one, like, had neither. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. So it's just going to be a grinding out kind of experience. And that's pretty much what you're watching right here. But either way, oh yeah, and the reason why I brought Crozet is strictly because we were fighting a Troublemaker Crozet. You could call that a flex if you want. Hey, the fucker did his job. Crozet's really not terrible, it's just the power creep in this game is retarded. And now, on to the final match, where we straight up almost in. So, we're going into a Spirit Eye Celine and an Adventurer Raz, along with an Apocalypse Ravi. The big thing I was wanting to do was, oh, that Adventurer Raz didn't go early. I was expecting him to go fast. You know, so he'd hit you with an AoE, and then, so Inferno Kawazu would react, and then we would go in with the attack into the Spirit Eye Celine. So then I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll just throw it into the Spirit Eye Celine. I ultimately do too much damage, then proccing the extra barrier from the Raz that he gives on whoever's in the back row if they take too much damage. So right here I'm thinking, yeah, I might fucking die. But hey, I'll throw out a few more attacks, and I'll see if I can land some burns, and then we'll see if we can really get this stuff going. Thankfully for us, we happen to land the burns, and they do, like, eventually go off on Spirit Eye's turn, and she dies. So now that that's really taken care of, because we have Magic Scholar Doris with us, she's going to tank every single hit that the Apocalypse Ravi's going to dish out. Nothing is a threat. Nothing's going to kill me. Okay, cool. Any chance that I really get, especially now that I have enough souls to soul burn on the Jenua, hey, that's Gab, baby. That's Gab forever. It's never going away until you use S3. So, now that we have that taken care of, let's just, fuck it. Just throw out that attack into the Apocalypse Ravi. How much damage could that? Holy fuck. That almost did 20k damage. I was not expecting that at all, especially because we were going through Proof of Valor. I was really expecting it was going to do a lot less damage than that, but hey, even if it didn't land any burns at all, Jenua had this shit in the bag, just because he does a lot of damage. So, boys, that is the Guild War. Hoorah! Aren't you excited? So, I know a lot of you are wanting me to go ahead and talk about the current thing that's going to be happening. No, it's not the reveal that's going to be happening literally tomorrow on Friday, because, quite frankly, Epic 7 and Smilegate themselves have told us next to fucking nothing, so we don't know anything about anything that's going to be coming. Could be a collab, could be a character, could be a game mode, could be fucking anything. Something to do with shadows. But speaking of dealing with shadows, there's going to be a new Moonlight character coming out. Her name is something, whatever, another Shadow Politis. It's basically ML Politis. And the big thing with her is she really doesn't even seem all that crazy. Until you take into account that, oh, this bitch is fast. Oh, her S2 has fucking free Guiding Light. Oh, her S3 gives Enrage to the entire party, and we're currently in a phase where Enrage does some next level stupid shit. So basically, you have a Conqueror Lilias type character, same fucking speed as the bitch too. She's literally one speed off, so hey, just throw your Conqueror Lilias speed on her, and you have a character that is basically going to make Cleave great again. How do I feel about it? I am torn. One, I really like Jenua, and I like a lot of the Enrage-based characters, and I want to use this in, like, a form of turn 2 shenanigans, which, hey, it's gonna be fine in terms of Guild War, but holy fuck. Basically, you're gonna start seeing shit where everyone is going to be playing Cleave, and if you're not playing Cleave, you're a fucking fool. That's my honest interpretation and opinion of it. I think the game is going to get into stupid fast Cleave territory, and the game's going to get unfun as fuck. But either way, those are my opinions on it. And if you want to see any more videos like this, go ahead and hit like. If you want to see more of my content, hit subscribe. I love you guys. Say it back.